Today we're going to be talking about this book, The Warehouse by Rob Hart, but I'm not going to be holding it up throughout the rest of the video because I've hurt my arm, which sounds the most tragic thing ever, but I have hurt my arm, so I don't want to be holding the book up for the whole video. Hi everyone, I'm here to talk today about The Warehouse by Rob Hart and just share my thoughts on it. So I just finished reading this book last night. The book has a very sort of near future setting where it is a world that you could imagine actually exists. So it has dystopian elements to it, but also has quite a lot of realism to it. We are living in a world where everywhere is controlled by one company and one company only, and they're called Cloud. And Cloud has sort of taken the market by storm. The company Cloud has sort of elements to it of a very popular, very popular, worldwide sort of big warehousey situation. I'm sure you all know which one I'm talking about. Everyone seems to get those little brown parcels sent all over the world. And there are elements of Cloud that are described in a way that reminds you of that company. And it made me really become aware of how much I use that company and how much other people use that company and how very quickly things like this can sort of get out of hand. It makes you think of the monopoly that these different companies have on the marketplace. And this book, The Warehouse, focuses on such a company that is sort of dominating America, and from what I can gather, they are taking over worldwide also. This is set in sort of a near future America where the world outside has become largely inhabitable, and we aren't told too much about the outside world. We are given hints to things that may have happened in the past and hints to elements of the world that is out there at the moment. The characters sort of mention things such as the Black Friday massacres and things that have clearly happened in the past that have led to the current situation within the book. And within the book we follow Paxton. Paxton has been hit particularly hard by Cloud as a company because Paxton lost his business to Cloud. So he goes into Cloud to get a job to get him back on his feet with sort of the idea in his head that he's going to go back and resurface his business himself, and Cloud is going to be a stop and gap. But he goes in there and he's obviously jaded by the situation. He's not very happy. And there he meets Zinnia, and Zinnia has got her own side motive going on. Zinnia seems to have a mysterious motive for wanting to work at Cloud, and Paxton and Zinnia sort of hit it off and form an unlikely friendship. We are treated to look at what life in Cloud is like. They live on site, they work on site, and they don't need to go outside anymore. It's too hot, people are dying out there. You need to be within Cloud to have access to all of the things that Cloud can offer. So not only are they offering you a wage and a life living there, they have restaurants and meat that is available for the Cloud burgers, which are a very famous part of working at Cloud, because meat has become largely a thing of the past, and so the people working at Cloud consider it a perk to be able to eat these burgers that are so sort of famous. I enjoyed the setting of the book because I like it when books are contained within a small setting. It makes me feel claustrophobic in a good way, in an excitable way, and I enjoyed the look at what it was like to be living and working and just sort of dependent on one company for everything, and I liked that. I thought it was very interesting, and I thought it was a very sort of realistic look at a world that isn't too outside of our imagination, so it made it more realistic. Some of the chapters are dedicated to just letting you see how monotonous this daily existence is, and again that was another element that I really enjoyed. And it doesn't take long for us to start to realise that a life within Cloud might be the only life that there is at the moment, but it doesn't take long for something to crop up where the future of Cloud is threatened. And then the darker side comes out to play when we see just how far Cloud will go to protect itself. I have to say, I really enjoyed this book. I found some of the reveals to be shocking. I found some of the reveals to be a little bit, I'm not sure about. I will say that the novel didn't go exactly where I was hoping it would go, and obviously I won't say where I was hoping it was going to go and what I hoped was going to happen, because that would be a huge spoiler. But it didn't go exactly where I was hoping it would go, and for that reason it did sort of lose it a little bit for me in the very back end of the book. I would say it's probably the last fifth of the book that sort of threw it a bit for me. I really loved the build up, the sort of the way it was all panning out and the way everything was being explained to us. I liked this alternate reality that was very similar to our own and also sort of very believable, but yet there were a few things that irked me, but I won't say what they were because I don't want to spoil it for you. But I would love to know if you've read this book, and I would love to know if you're going to. So let me know down below if you have read it or if you're going to, and especially if you have read it, please do let me know your thoughts on some of the elements. As always, you can contact me on Twitter. My username is @RosieSparkles. You can contact me on there anytime so that we can talk. And you can tell me your thoughts and feelings on different elements of the book, because I would love to talk about this a bit more in depth with someone else who's read it. As usual, books will be linked down below, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.